Wish you all a Christmas greetings. Today is a day of a good news that Jesus was born 2000 years back. It's a great news. Today we are going to remember the day Jesus was born. It's a wonderful thing that one thing we had to do here is to worship Him. Worship Jesus. So, we are not going to worship the baby Jesus, but today, He is how He is. He is in heaven, at the right hand of the Father with all authority and power. It is good to remember Jesus, how He was born for us, and but still our worship goes to the Lord, who Jesus in all authority and power. So today we are going to see the passage Matthew 2, 1 to 12, and how the Magi, they visited Jesus. So this is a very well-known passage. So today what we are going to see in that particular incident, how different characters, you see, the main character, our focus is Jesus. He was born as a baby. And Mary and Joseph, Magi, Herod, chief priests and scribes. So, number one, we are going to see about Jesus. About Jesus, this passage, so this child is destined for the fall of rising of many in Israel. So the Simeon came to the temple and worshipped Jesus, and prophetically he's speaking about Jesus. This child is for the fall and rising of many in Israel. So Jesus changed the order, changed the thing, that the fall of many, and it will result in the fall of many and the rising of for the fall of many and rising of many in Israel. So, and one more thing, in the whole incident, we see that thoughts of many hearts may be revealed. Even in this incident, God always looks at the heart. He is not seeing the outward appearance, how things go, how the world order is, but He is looking at the heart, and He is making a total change. That is what happens. You see here, even in this also a passage that Mary, mother of Jesus, is telling, He has put down the mighty from the thrones and exalted the lowly. So we have to be careful what the Lord is doing now. And now let us come to the thing, Mary and Joseph in this incident. So Mary, there was a prophecy that Jesus is going to be born in Bethlehem. That is being referred in this passage for in Bethlehem of Judea, for thus it is written, by the prophet, but you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are not the least among the rulers of Judah. So this has a thing. It is a prophecy from the prophet Micah. So in Micah 5:2, but you, Bethlehem of Ephrathah. So where Jesus was to be born? Bethlehem. This is a prophecy. One thing, no, God says and how God fulfills the prophecy. That is very important to look at it. Here in this incident also, many of the prophecies, no, before the birth of Jesus, for 4,000 years, there was no prophecy at all. So 400 years, before 400 years, there was no prophecy. All the prophets prophesied stopped before 400 years. So Micah prophesied, the prophet Micah prophesied, but he was not there at the time of the things happened. You see, many prophets, they prophesied, but they were not there at that time when the incidents happened. So here also, in this incident, if we look at it, there is a clear prophecy that Jesus is going to be born in Bethlehem. But if you look at it, where they are, where Mary and Joseph are there, in Nazareth. Nazareth is at the northern part of Israel, and that is about 70 or 80 miles away from Bethlehem. Bethlehem is very at the bottom, in the south side, no, and very close to Jerusalem. It is about 5 or 6 miles from Jerusalem. So, if they journey from Nazareth to Bethlehem, it may take about a week. But it would have for Jesus, because for Mary, when she was pregnant, it would have taken more than about around 10 days, they say. But at that time, we had to know that there was no car, no plane, nothing. They had to walk. The only thing, transport available, they are not very rich enough to even use a chariot or something, a horse or something. They have only available is a donkey. So, if we look at it, the prophecy is Jesus is going to be born in Bethlehem. Now, where are they? Nazareth. Whether Joseph and Mary know about it, we don't know. They would have, if at all they would have made all the preparations, what they would have done? Okay, Jesus is going to be born in that town, in Nazareth. If that would have been the thing, that Jesus would have been born in Nazareth. Even 10 days before, they would have made all the arrangements, everything that for the birth in Nazareth. But suddenly something happened. No prophecy, no dream, no vision, no angelic activity this time. Because this time many things happen, dreams, visions, we see during the birth of Jesus that all happened, but this time nothing. What happened? There was a decree. How God fulfills His word. It is so amazing that it has come from a decree. So, what is that? In those days, a decree went out from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be raised. Whether Augustus knows anything about it, it was entirely for a political purpose. Maybe for the taxing purposes or whatever it might be. He declared a decree. That decree made. So you see in the next verse, and Joseph also went up from Galilee, from the town of Nazareth to Judea, to the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and lineage of David. So exactly the timing when the decree went and they were moved. In one way, if you look at it, it was a Mary and Joseph, it would have been a very, at this time, why should this decree come? Why should we travel? They should have gone so much of hardship. So one thing we should know, because there is a prophecy, because there is a will of God, that things will not go very smooth. Sometimes, we are put into great difficulties, hardship, but one thing, God's purpose will be fulfilled. So don't be troubled. Don't be afraid. Am I doing the will of God? Am I going in the right path? Yes. So be happy that we are in the will of God, that you are fulfilling the purpose of God. You are fulfilling what God wants to do in your life. So you see here, Mary and Joseph, they fulfilled. The prophecy was 100% fulfilled. Then, next we'll come to Magi. Who are they? They are the wise men. They are not the kings, they are the king makers. Magi, this word comes from the magicians. Actually, they are not magicians, they are not doing any magic, but they are very wise men. They are from the east, from a far country, and they were able to, like from the Babylonian system, when we look at it in the time of Daniel's, there are wise men. They did all predicting through the stars, astrology, and things like that. These are also, they were wise men. When they, you see here, they came from the east. We don't know how far it is not written. Maybe it would have a journey of about a month or even more. The number we see, we think that 3 magi, 3 wise men came. But it is not written how many. Normally, they used to travel by when we see the history, they used to travel in the group. So, about because they come not only few people, a group of people used to travel like that. So, that they would have come, as a group to Jerusalem, these wise men. So they have seen what they see in this verse, and we have seen his star in the east. We have seen his star in the east. Whose star? Who they are looking for? Yeah, Jesus, the King of the Jews. They are looking for the King of the Jews. They are not, they have no doubt about it. You see here, they are very authentic. It is the star. It denotes the king of the Jew. They were able to have a long journey with gold, myrrh, and costly items. So they have a serious attempt. They may not know the prophecy. They may not be knowing anything. Just that nature. Nature told them, the stars told them, there is going to be the king of the Jews. Just look at it. It is not. So how they are, whatever they have seen, they are with the firmness. They travel. They took the hardship. They came there. What? What for? What for? Worship. It is a lesson for them. How much we take pains to worship Jesus. We know Bible, we know we are the believers, we can say so many things, but these wise men, they worship because they are wise. Wise people, we should become wise. Today it's a good lesson. No, we have to be wise to worship Jesus. These three women, I appreciate them. How much they have taken the pain to worship Jesus. They didn't know anything, Bible, prophecy, nothing. But they are firm on what they have seen, on the nature. The nature reveals it. They came and they are longing. They are all, where is the king? We want to worship. Okay. For we have seen the star in the east. What happened? They have seen the star and they came to this place. So long they made a journey, suddenly they missed. What would have been the reason? They have seen the star, but they have not seen the star now. And one thing might be, as soon as they have come to the palace, seen the palace, they would have thought, here only Jesus should be born. They were distracted. Their whole attention got from following the star, now they have followed their thing. Looking at the circumstances, whatever it is, they followed and they came to the palace and looking for the king to be born there. You see here, so they found, so once after they got, you see here, when they got the answer, that Jesus is going to be born in Bethlehem, and when they came out, looked at it, so what happened? When they heard the hint, they departed, and behold, the star they had seen in the east just went before them. What a beautiful thing it is now. So far, they lost it, but now the star went before them. God led the Israelites by the cloud, by the pillar of fire. Here, these wise men were led by a star. What a wonderful thing. You see here, till it came and stood over where the young child was. God can lead us wonderfully. Our God, as the whole world is His. He can lead us wonderfully. We can trust Him. If the wise man could be led, you and I can be led. Our God is a great God. We can trust in Him. We can walk in Him. Surely we will not go astray. This is a great confidence we have in Jesus. Don't be distracted. Don't go. Look at the world and circumstances, but look up. See, when they saw the star, they rejoiced with exceeding great joy. It's when you see here, if you look at Him, He can lead you. There is a great exceeding, they rejoiced with exceedingly great joy. They got back the star. Now that went before them and led them. It just exactly stood in the place where it is. So you can be led. Don't be restricted about anything. God, our God, can lead you through. If you are in a difficulty, if you are in a problem, look to the heavens. God can lead you through. His leading is so good, so wonderful. In any circumstances, it will never fail. They rejoiced when they saw the star. They rejoiced with exceedingly great joy. You see here, it's a wonderful thing. When they had come into the house, they saw the young child with Mary, his mother, and fell down and worshipped Him. They would have, what their expectation as a king, where it should be. They would have thought, their mind set what it would be. He will be in a palace. So the the totally different mindset. But now what they see, poor people. Think about it. They didn't change their mind. They didn't change their mind. Still they are firm. What they did, fell down and worshipped Him. Don't change seeing the circumstances, how firm you are. We have to learn from the wise man. Be wise. I tell you, in this Christmas, let this service make us wise. These verses make us wise. Let us learn from the wise man. Don't change our thoughts and minds due to circumstances. What you see, be firm in the star there that they have seen. What you know? I am again reading, and fell down and worshipped Him. Fell down and worshipped Him. And what? They presented gifts to Him, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. They didn't change their mind. Whatever they decided. They wanted to, what is this? Have I come to the wrong place? No. Whatever I appreciate that strong determination. Whatever they brought, gold. It has not gone according to their expectation, but still, they were firm. Oh, child of God, today, let us be firm on what our decision is. What God has put in the faith, we should be firm. And next thing, Next character in that we see Herod. Herod is the king at that time. When the Herod, the king, heard this, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. Herod, who is he? He is a heathen king, not a godly man at all. But he was. But the thing is, you see here, the king heard this. He was troubled. That's okay, because he is a king. Another king was born. It would have troubled him. But another word you see, and all Jerusalem troubled with him. See, Herod was trying to please the Jews, and Jews also tried to please. They wanted to be in a good book with the Herod, and what happened? What about the prophecy? Are they happy about it? No, they were troubled. And another thing you see here, so what Herod did, immediately he called. Who called? He called the right person. He called all the chief priests and also the scribes. They all came. There was a big meeting. Magi, maybe one big group of people. Then one side, who? The chief priests and scribes. That's one group. A big meeting in the palace. Just think about it on the day. And where the Christ was to be born. King Herod is asking. So immediately what the answer comes? So they said to him, in Bethlehem of Judea, for thus it is written by the prophet. They predicted correctly. They said the correct answer. There is no doubt about it. The scribes and high priests, they gave the correct answer. Now, okay, he got the answer. Who got the answer? Herod got the answer. Now what he is doing? Okay, now chief priests, scribes, get out. Go. Now he is secretly, he has another meeting. To whom? With the Magi. The wise men. Determine from them what time the star appeared. Exactly, you see here, chief priest, they didn't bother, but Herod is very keen. What time he is to be born? Think about it. So sometimes worldly people are very shrewd. We are careless. But he is so think, what time? Then, what time the star appeared? He is inquiring. And he is telling, go and search carefully for the young child, and when you have found him, bring back the word to me that I may come and worship him. What he is telling? I may come and worship Jesus. That is what, no, in so many places, different type characters, we see how their heart was there. God is looking at the heart. It looked, the wise men would have believed. They are wise, but they still would have believed. But what happened? They then, being divinely warned in a dream that they should not return to Herod, they departed for their own country in another way. God intervened. God warned them by a dream. If not, they would have gone. But what next words you see? Then Herod, when he saw that he was deceived by the wise men, was exceedingly angry. Now, he would have waited. Herod would have waited, these people will come back, and he would have got the intelligence, all the people he would have made ready. But now he found, now he was deceived. No, but what happened about, we know that. So the thing, no, God didn't allow him to succeed in his ways. His words are so nice, but internally he wants to kill Jesus. But God didn't allow him to do. Then last thing I'm going to say, chief priests and scribes. So they also came. So they said to him, in Bethlehem of Judea, for thus it is written by the prophet. So they gave the correct answer. But what they did nothing. What the problem with the chief priests and the prophet, chief priests and the scribes? They know the Bible, they studied the Bible, they are able to tell that he is going to be born in Bethlehem, but they didn't do anything. That is the problem today with the God's people. We have to be very careful. We know the word, we know the prophecies, we know everything, but you see here, how many miles? 5 miles. They would have gone and searched from the east. From how many miles the people they have come, the wise men, they came and worshipped Jesus. But these priests, they've just told the prophecy. They thought that is the end of it. But today, let us not be negligent. So we have to do something today. It is not enough that we know the word, we have to reflect in our life. We have to worship Jesus. We have to proclaim the gospel. That it would have been different if they have really searched and found Jesus, but they were totally inactive. So finally, I want to see, again I tell you about Jesus. No. Jesus, therefore God has highly exalted him and given him the name which is above every name, that are at the name of Jesus. Every knee should bow. Of those in heaven, and those on earth, and of those under the earth. So, one thing now, worship belongs to God. We have to worship God. We can honor the king, we can honor the officials, but we cannot give our worship to anybody else. Worship belongs to God and God only. Here, one thing I want to tell before we worship Jesus, it is not just we have come here to worship Jesus. Our worship we have to offer to Jesus. This time, as a church together, we are going to offer our worship to Jesus. So every knee should bow. Again and again, the last thing I want everyone to do it, every knee should bow. What is going to happen? Of those in heaven, of those on earth, of those under the earth. Under the earth means, what is it? Hell. Even those in hell, has to bow down. Jesus, if we bow down and worship, we are going to worship him in heaven. But if the people, those who do not worship today, on that day, they are going to bow their knee in hell. What do you want to do? If you want to worship Jesus, if you worship him now, we are going to worship him forever, eternity in heaven. Every knee should bow. Let us all for a moment that we will bow and give our worship to Jesus. If you can bow down, if you can bow your knees at this time and worship Jesus, we are going to sing a song.